Just the whole concept of a corporation that every quarter you have to make more money or else you're a failure. I don't understand like how these CEOs can just give themselves bonuses. It's like, is that just like legalized stealing from the company?
Bill Burr is continuing on his arc of calling out big-time corporations in a recent upload from Comedy Lineup on TikTok.
And some other shareholders always seem to have a problem when they're doing something that would be for the common man. But when, at the end of the year, when they write out bonuses, for some reason the shareholders have no problem that they took all of these profits and put a bunch of it in their own pocket so they could go buy another house. For some reason, that goes under the radar. I saw a thing the other day where there's this wax that they're putting around organic fruit and vegetables to make it last longer, and they actually have like 70% of it is just on the label as other stuff. It's like, when did that become legal? You can do that. Like all of that, you know, it's a bunch of carcinogens and kids are going to eat them. That's okay. But like if you do the wrong joke, you could lose your career.
What Burr is outlining is what folks get outraged over, and how billionaires poisoning us is just considered the way of the world. But God forbid he says the wrong thing in a set and he gets a ton of heat. Then on national television, Burr continued going off.
Glengarry Glen Ross, great movie. What makes it a relevant story today for Broadway?
Because all of these greedy billionaires, I would say that. I mean, like their new word for monopoly is consolidation. You know, this is being consolidated. It's like, no, you're kind of keeping all the money. And then you're blaming people with no money. It's kind of a weird time, but I also think it's an opportunity just because, you know, if it's an intolerant time, doesn't mean you can't be like a nice person and try to help out other people.
And he would have more to offer the audience and cast of Good Morning America.
But now I feel like they're doing that a lot now, like pitting people against each other seems to be this big thing. Like, I don't know. I can't understand having $1 billion and then just being mean to people or being upset with the country. It's like, I kind of think it's working for you. You got $1 billion. Like, what is the problem? Like, how much better does it have to get for you?
Let's expound upon this point. Hey guys, quick break in the action. I have a new show coming out called The Rick Strom Show. It is going to be awesome. I'm interviewing musicians, athletes, producers, writers, journalists, authors, sports doctors. Go check it out at youtube.com/@The Rick Strom Show. Also be sure to throw me a follow on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky. It can all be found in the description box below. Thank you.
What does Elon Musk believe, and how the roots of the PayPal mafia extend to apartheid South Africa? Who are the PayPal mafia, and how are they linked to apartheid era South Africa?
Well, they're a group of men who are at the top, the founding of PayPal. All of whom in some way or other grew up in South Africa as children. You've got Musk himself, who was born in South Africa and lived there, went to high school there until he was 18 and then moves to Canada. You've got Peter Thiel, who was a co-founder with Musk of PayPal. Thiel was born in Germany but brought to South Africa as a young child. He went to school in Swakopmund, which was notorious as probably the last place on the planet where people still openly greeted each other with Heil Hitler and celebrated Hitler's birthday. He went to a German school there before moving to the United States. You've got David Sachs, who was born in Cape Town. Musk's grandfather, Canadian grandfather, had been the head of the Canadian branch of a political movement in the 1930s called Technocracy Incorporated, which in essence wanted to scrap democracy in the United States and Canada and have technocrats rule the country, which might sound familiar. That becomes a de facto fascist party, is banned during the Second World War, and then the grandfather moves to apartheid South Africa, having had no connection to the place, in 1950 because he likes the sound of apartheid. I wasn't surprised that he then tries to pretend it wasn't what it was, and he comes up with all kinds of other explanations, but I think almost everybody that watched that instantly went, oh, we know what that is, and assumed that Elon knew what it was as well.
The PayPal mafia is one that is simply running the country as we speak, and it is dangerous. Frankly, I love what Bill Burr is doing. I love it, okay? And here's the reason I love it. It's because as we see this ecosystem of media eroding right in front of our eyes, where the journalists are viewed as boring. And The Undertaker even said on his podcast, "Oh, Mr. Trump, you made politics fun again." Not supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be engaging. There's supposed to be protest. There's supposed to be activism. We are supposed to, at least on a surface level, come together to make the American people's lives easier, not harder. And so many go against their own interests. They will vote against their own interests. They will literally disenfranchise themselves. They will get themselves fired because they literally pay attention to a headline or two and they vote on that, or they see an ad that is full of misinformation, or towards the end, they watch one thing, let's say through Twitter, that has been bought and paid for by a stooge for a regime that he wishes to have come to fruition. And that's the way they vote. There are no effective communicators. There are some. I shouldn't say none. There are some effective communicators. Yet, tell me this. Why is he breaking through while so many others cannot? It's because he's relatable. It's because he's angry. It's because he's funny. He does it with a comedic approach. And he seems relatable and reasonable. Calling out billionaires, yeah, that's what we should be doing. But the issue is one side of the aisle literally wants to suck up to them as much as possible because they believe that they will be that someday. And they won't. They won't. 99.999999999% of them will not. Will not. But that's who they're advocating for. That's what they want. So I find all of this, I'm watching clips of the Benny Johnsons right now. And if you know that name, you should be rolling the F out of your eyes because he is bought and paid for, according to the reports, by Russian state media. And him saying about all of the Trump economic plan and him tanking the economy, in my opinion, on purpose, him saying, what does it cost you to have your freedom as an American? Don't you want to be patriotic? This is the most patriotic thing you could do. You're not losing anything except money. Huh? I find it so interesting that the Republican base, the MAGA base rather, lets Trump get away with anything and everything. And they consider him a non-elitist. He is an elitist. It's insane. So Burr talking about this stuff and the irony of him getting flack for telling an off-putting joke, depends on the joke, honestly, and a corporation poisoning us and not receiving any of the backlash, it's because people don't care. How do we make them? I mean, I care. I know you guys care watching this. How do we make them care? I'm genuinely curious. Comment down below. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.